guitar in the picture there? I hope you got some sound in the picture. It's Brian Blaine with Blaincast number 21. And I don't know, doing numbers in my head thinking, well, when it gets to 26 weeks is half a year. It will have been half a year since the self-isolated shutdown. Holy smokes, the time just flies, eh? But you can tell people, organized people, they're looking ahead right away to 2021, 2022, you know, and they're making plans and booking bands. And it's like, oh, we got disrupted for a year, you know. It's going to be a disaster for a lot of people. It's been downright depressing. Let's go to the House of Picks. You remember my House of Picks? See what would be an appropriate pick. I'm going to do a couple of tunes from the upcoming album. From now on, I give you a warning, heads up, because I got an album coming out in September 11th. So I think, for what it's worth, I got to use my Sunday Blaincast as my podium, my soapbox, and try to get folks at least aware that I've got a CD coming out. And I hope you'll pick it up on the Bandcamp. You go to brianblaine.bandcamp.com, where you can actually buy the single, which was released already. That seems like ages ago. That's the Water Song. Have you heard the Water Song? Well, I'm set up for another song, but I'm just going to start playing songs, and some of them need a pick. The Nails are probably thanking me. This is, you know, you have to look for the positive side of this pandemic and this shutdown and this lock-in. And one of them is that I haven't had my nails coated with that, what is probably a horrible toxic substance, but it makes them really hard. And it's the only way I can dig in and play guitar. So I've been using a pick for a while and started playing some kind of bluegrassy things. But here's one that we recorded. We had the whole Downchild gang. Well, Donnie himself was not there. I bet he would have come, though. You know, he's been a great supporter. And gosh, one time at a festival, I was on stage and I saw him in the crowd. And I want to invite people up to play with me at any given moment. And I never played with Donnie Walsh before. Donnie Walsh, Mr. Downchild, he is, you know, right up there. And but I see him, he's getting into what I'm doing. And I said, Donnie, you got your harps? And you know, no. And so I kept on going. And then somebody's yelling at me from the side of the stage. And I look over, and it's Donnie Walsh, and he's found his harps or whatever. He went to get them, and he came up and he played with me a few tunes. And he's a great guy, and I hope he's doing well. Gary Kendall supervised this whole recording session. He's the bass man and the rock of Downchild, and Pat Carey played some saxophone. And Julian Fouth was on the piano. And it's a song that I didn't know it at the time, but it was the beginning of a trilogy, my Trump trilogy. A lot of people writing songs about Trump. Maybe I could hashtag that and probably get some action. But I didn't think it was going to be part of a trilogy, but since then I've written 2 new songs, and they're much more directly about our president down south there. One of them is called Loyal to a Fault, and the other one is called The Wall. And this one had, I called this the Not Worried Blues, and Gary called it An American Dream. So I got American Dream in brackets. It's the Not Worried Blues. And kick and horn section on this. Yeah, I look forward to getting that CD out to you. factory floor. I'm getting overtime and ready for more. I'll see a pension and a good vacation, and I don't worry about the automation. They say we might be going back to coal, just like in the days of old. We'll be happy. I had some trouble with the girl of my dreams. We've been together since our early teens, but things are changing as we both grow older. And last night she kinda said it was over, but I'm not worried 'cause it's happened before. She'll be back knocking at my door. We'll be happy. Fortune teller said I'd write a hit tune, but she also said it wouldn't be soon. So I'm sitting here scratching my head, hoping it happens before I drop dead. But I'm not worried, this is coming to me. I'll be winning mad lottery. I'll be happy. Oh, so happy. Myself coming out of earphones. I guess that's a good sign. Something is working. So this is a bit of a test because I'm talking to you through a brand new computer, new to me. It's probably 3 or 4 years old, but it's an iMac. I never owned an iMac. Considering all the different Macs and Apples I owned, I never had an iMac. And it's a beautiful, sleek piece of hardware. I think the camera is probably better than we had on the laptop. And now we'll find out what the microphone is like, because I'm just playing straight into it. I figured I might as well start one off that way. I'm sure you guitar aficionados will consider that the guitar doesn't sound as good as it usually did. And this rig is going to change, but good to know what it can do just on its own like this. Thanks to Joel. This was a hand-me-up from my son Joel. He's so great. And, I got in a lot of stuff. I got some great sneakers that didn't quite fit him, I guess. But the hand-me-up concept has been a big part of our family because Joel's a go-getter, and he always likes to upgrade things. And so... And I'm probably the last guy to be a early adopter. I kind of wait. I would never upgrade my system until I needed to, and now I'm on a whole new system, on a whole new computer, with so many other variables. But hey, we're going to just motor on through this. In the midst of these adventures in computer land, I've been working with the Blues Society trying to recover some archival recordings, and we got an old VHS cassette, a couple of them, and now we got some great archival footage of Jody Drake, which will be on the TBS website as we figure a way to present it. And it was great watching it yesterday. And I just got this. But surprise, surprise, there's another jam session happening at the Rex or something. It was a benefit concert. And it's from the same 90s, early 90s, maybe mid 90s. And there was some folks on there that are no longer with us. Brian Colbert, for one, and Larry Goodhand. Saw him, and he's there playing his old ES 335. And In the midst of this, there's Brian Blaine, and I'm up there singing a tune that I haven't. I wondered if I could remember it. All I remember, even from back then, is that it had a lot of bar chords. So I digitized that, and I got it up here for you. Here's a little time machine, and we'll see how fast and how I can manage sharing this screen. It's not easy, this screen sharing business, but if I go here first and I open a window, will that give me, no, I'm looking for my Firefox, and then I'm looking for my history, as if this is the way to do it. I'm sure there's better ways, but where's the Blaincast? Thank you. Oh, now I've got, I don't know which one it is. Oh yeah, here, Rex Benefit. Now, am I sharing that? Oh, you see it went away. Share screen. Share with the audio. Ah, but I see it here. So dig this. It's just a bit of one tune and then another, and there I am ripping it up on the Strat. I've been a long time ago, and I don't play much better than that. Where is it? It went away. Come on back. Play.
When you got a good man right at home. I see you watching me like every hawk. Well, I don't worry about the way you talk. But when you touch me, something's got to give. I live the way I love, and I love the way I live.
Well, wasn't that something? A little back in history. Terry Wilkins with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. That was Tyler Yarema, a very young Tyler Yarema, and his buddy Mike Carson, who was the one playing the slide guitar. If you don't know who Mike Carson is, he was everywhere for a while. And then, wait a minute, were you not back on? Yeah. He was all over the scene. And then he was on bass. Then he learned string bass, and he was playing string bass with everybody. Mike, I know you're out there somewhere. And for some blues fans, that would be a classic footage, seeing Tyler and Mike when they probably just had barely arrived on the Toronto scene. And Tyler Yarema, of course, has made a great reputation for himself and highly respected in the musician circles, for sure. So, you know, I just saw Quelqu'un en français. I've got one French tune on the upcoming album, and it would only, I wasn't finding a place to fit it until now, and I see I've got at least one French-speaking person on there. The thing about this tune, it's the kind of a quickie that I wrote about leaving Sherbrooke when I was 19, and maybe if I get adventurous, I'll try to do a simultaneous translation. But anyway, it's the story of my escape from Sherbrooke, literally. I was on probation, I shouldn't say parole. But they put me away when I was a young teenager, and then, well, it's all there in the French song if you understand French lyrics. But the thing I loved about this tune, and wait till you hear it, you won't be able to turn it off. It's a long jam at the end of this song, but it's fabulous with David Vest killing it on the 88s. And Clayton Doley on an organ, and I love the organ piano combo, and they're going at it, and I'm digging in on the guitar, this very guitar. We're going to do a biography of this guitar one of these days. You know, everybody's been showing off their guitars. They're running out of things to do on the Facebook and the internet stuff. So this guitar, for those that didn't realize, I bought in 1964. I've said it so many times that I bought this when I saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, and I wanted a Gibson. Actually, Gibson had a guitar with a pickup in it like this, a flat top guitar with a pickup, and I wanted one, but he said, no way, that was not possible. This is the little music store in Sherbrooke, Quebec. But he found me this here Epiphone. This is an Epiphone, when you take that off. And this headstock has actually been knocked off 3 times because it's kind of a little bit larger than most guitar headstocks, and so if you hit it wrong, she pops. And it was glued together by friends at first, and then finally it needed a full-scale surgery, like what they call a splice. I think they cut down right into the neck or whatever. You can't see it because the 12th fret did such a beautiful job. And I didn't have to pay for it because a couple of friends said, start a GoFundMe. That's the first GoFundMe I ever made. Then we made one for the CD, of course, but before that, I did one for the guitar. I made $1,200 just like that. And off she went to the 12th fret, and she's been playing great ever since, testimonial to the 12th fret. So I was going to try this tune. Now, here's one that needed nails, but no, that's not it. Maybe I will try with a pick then. Gosh. J'étais un jeune garçon quand j'ai quitté ma ville. Arrêté par la police, en liberté conditionnelle. Ma blonde enceinte, ma vie à la poubelle. J'ai dit goodbye Sherbrooke, Ontario t'appelle. There's on Sherbrooke record, Deux semaines à la tribune. Dans le temps des chambres noires, à temps partiel, photographe. Dans le temps des chambres noires, pas de fax, pas de courriel. J'ai dit goodbye, Ontario m'appelle. Salut Jean-Charles. So let me try to translate it a bit. J'étais un jeune garçon, I was a young man, quand j'ai quitté ma ville, when I quit town, left town. Arrêté par la police, busted by the cops, en liberté conditionnelle, on probation. Ma blonde enceinte, girlfriend pregnant, ma vie à la poubelle, my life in the garbage can. J'ai dit goodbye, sure. Ontario m'appelle. Goodbye, Sherwood. Ontario m'appelle. I hear a guitar. Yes, things are sort of working, but we're not done yet. It never fails that I'm trying something different each time I do one of these Blaincasts. And you would think that that would, well, maybe I have been getting better at it, but I'm certainly going to be in a position to say I've made every possible mistake you could think of, you know, including like running a whole show on Instagram with no audio, not realizing. So now, like, I knew to check. But now this going back and forth between the sharing, that's going to be, I've got a couple more things to share. But I thought I wanted to keep it light this time, you know. In fact, I don't know where this phrase came to me, but somewhere somebody referred to a spirit lifter. Somebody was a spirit lifter. And I thought, now that is something to strive for. To be able to meet your maker and say, and he says, well, what did you do? And you say, well, I lifted a few spirits, you know, and in fact, what a better time to try to lift some spirits. And, you know, I got a tune that I just thought of. I haven't played it since the 70s probably when I learned it. And it wasn't an easy song to learn. But there was a songwriter called Michael Smith, obscure songwriter. I think he might have lived in Florida, but there was a, you know, in the folky days, there was like Fred Neil, and there was Steve Goodman, and then there was this guy, Michael Smith, that you hardly ever heard of. Yeah, I don't think he toured, but he wrote one hit song for Steve Goodman. I think it was Steve Goodman made a hit. And somehow I learned this one. And I thought, this guy's got my kind of sense of humor. So let this, I hope you get a smile out of this one. Well, I could learn to speak Vietnamese by myself. I could even teach it to my good dog Ralph. I could learn to read you any book on the shelf. I could tell your fortune by the oracle of Delphi. I could learn to tell you every colored flower by its color. I could even swim as fast as Johnny Weissmuller, but I never could learn to get along without you. Don't you leave me, baby, I sure dig sex. Well, you can get warm from your mama or your papa. You can get hot from tortillas and lasagna, but you get all three when you make it with me. Get all three when you make it with me. Well, I must admit, it gets me in the solar plexus when I think about the differences there are between the sexes. Pizza and beer is neat, but you must admit it can't compete with good old double S-E, double X. It's camper than Batman and bigger than Texas. You're concave, I'm non-convexus, and welcome to the world of sex. Well, do I love you? Is the Pope Catholic? Do I need you? Is a rubber band elastic? Do I want you? Is the atom bomb drastic? Let us be heterosexually entwined. We fit like a Hong Kong souvenir. I dig you more than I dig root beer. Green giant peas need a big green pod, and I spend a lot of time eating your bod. So here we go, walking down fields of clover. Can't we sort of lie down and talk things over? You never know what's coming off next in the wonderful world of sex. You're in a little bit of what's left of these nails. You know, maybe they're getting stronger. Maybe that break, that almost what's going to be a 6-month break, has allowed them to develop their own patina here, because they were so brittle, so fragile, and I play so hard with them. I know, man. I know, Rocco. I also know you didn't want to be called that anymore, but that's okay. If anybody had a request, I'm actually within the sight of the comments. This little built-in mic on this iMac is picking up the guitar. I know I've gotten great sound just from this little external mic that you can put on an iPhone. It was great on an acoustic. So, time for another video, and this also has a lighthearted flavor to it. You know, I might even just play 2 videos in a row and call it a day, because by the time it's done, it'll be almost an hour. And have I got anything else to say? Yes, there's going to be a Brian Blaine CD release. It's going to happen on September 11th. The Blues Society will be hosting it on their Facebook page, and we're going to kind of try to get a little more profile. And I've got this fabulous video of one of the title track, I'm Not 50 Anymore. Steve Mariner's playing harmonica, and we did it just down the street here in an old theater that closed for renovations, but we went in with some cameras, thank you Keith, and we shot that tune. So I've got a video to promote the CD, and we're over at the mastering guy right now. The design is being looked at by somebody who is a real keen eye, and I've got a few keen eyes on me here. We don't want to get a typo on the CD, and we want a beautiful package too, even though most people will just opt to download it or listen to it on Spotify or whatever else, and that's good too. I'm just trying to get these tunes out there, you know. They're not classics. I don't know that they're going to last like the sexist rag of Michael Smith. R.I.P. Michael Smith, by the way, I did not mention, but he passed away just in these last few days, and that's why I thought of him, and that's why I dug out the song. That's why I had to go find the lyrics, and it was no mean feat finding the lyrics online for Michael Smith. Like, can you, first of all, search for Michael Smith. You know, you can imagine how many there are. I know a couple, and besides this guy. And now we finally found the words for the songs, and I printed it up, and I got it mostly right. But look, I'm going to do one more tune from the album, and then we'll switch over to the sharing of the screen, which I struggled with a moment ago. We shall try again. this one go? You know what? Was I using a capo for this? No. No, that's not, is it? I gotta play these tunes more often than once every 3 or 4 weeks. I got a CD release, you know, I might be called upon to play them in a high profile situation. Who knows? I had a dream about Jesus. Got to shake his hand. Got to know him in person. Got to understand. Got to feel his presence. And everything was okay. But then I awakened when I heard him say, "You are also his son. He is in us both. God is the Spirit, and you are the host." Don't complain about the nails, Brian. Just get over it. If you read your scripture, no matter what faith, it's all about love. It's not about hate. Nothing is certain. We don't know what awaits. But if you get to meet Jesus, I reckon he'll say, "You are also his son. He is in us both. God is the Spirit. You are the host. God is the Spirit. You are the host." We'll be back next Sunday afternoon with a couple more tunes from the album. I'm just going to keep pounding them out, but please go to brianblaine.bandcamp.com and check out the single. If you like it, you can drop $1 and have your own personal copy. Otherwise, you can just listen to it. It's a beautiful tune. And it's kind of heavy. It's heavier than what I'm used to putting out, but I thought it was a crisis, you know. The water crisis seemed like pretty horrible and global. And then we got this one, and sheesh, it's a contest of crises. But the water crisis is still a big deal. I'm not gonna, that's my mission is to bring more attention to the water crisis, because like in a year, if maybe COVID is gone, then water is still going to be a big problem in a lot of corners of the world. And it's been great playing a few tunes with you again this afternoon. There's also a virtual tip jar, paypal.me/Brian Blaine. And as of last Blaincast, I've been kind of trying to pay forward when I get a tip, because I go to a lot of these streaming sessions, and when you think it's the only income these folks have, then I'm glad to pass along any tips that I've gotten. And At least I got my pension. Keep me going. All right, we're fading out. I wish I had a looper here. I'd put that on and I'd start sharing the screen. But here's a little bit of a Campfire Cameo. I'm going to take you back to January 2018. I had wanted to do a whole Afro blues night, but it had never come together. And finally, I just said, Adam Solomon, come on over, man, and we're going to play some blues. And Adam came, and I had Michael Fonfara on piano, and they first met for the first time, and really hit it off. And Adam was digging the kind. Michael probably didn't play a lot of African music in his time, although he sure played a lot of blues and rock. Michael played some beautiful piano, and we had a great jam session. And the star of the show, I gotta say, was Raha Javanfar, better known as Bad Luck Woman. And she came with her bass and her fiddle, and I think she's playing a bit of both in this cameo. And she does an old Etta James tune, and it was great playing with her, and sure miss the old campfire jams. But it's nice to dig into the archival footage. And stay tuned to the TorontoBluesSociety.com for some interesting archival footage too. See you next time, if this works.
Nina mawazo yanisumbua. Welcome, munieleze. Raha, welcome. Kina mawazo munieleze. Mona direne. Kite na wili nipe majebo. Mena menzeno mona direne. Jekala na ana, jekala na moje, a vere que se colera, aparte el emo. Chicala na ana, oh, chicala na moche, a ver que se cule, aparte el emo. Now I want to mona de umsinga maisha. Tina baba na kina mama nane ya toto mugule vitamo elimu education foundation Raha solo. Thank you, welcome.
Okay, I'll start it off on the bass here. You can all join in. E flat. Here we go. Walking through the marketplace in New Orleans, I saw the man of my dreams. A pair of eyes I didn't miss, lips that were begging to be kissed. I went flying out of space when I saw his handsome face, and I found my warm embrace at the marketplace. I didn't even know his name and didn't care. Was glad I took a walk and I saw him there. Into my arms he began to dance. Well, that was the start of a great romance. I went flying out of space when I saw his handsome face, and I found that warm embrace at the marketplace. All right, now swing it on that piano. Thank you so much. It's another James tune for you.